Hi everybody, Zach here for another episode of our flagship show, The Spidey Dude Experience. This particular episode is an interview with John Mark DeMatteis. Now, James DeMatteis is the legendary writer of such stuff like Kraven's Last Hunt, and he's the writer for the Shadow of the Green Goblin miniseries that is going to be published in April. You got till the end of the month to pre-order this particular book, and we really want to encourage people to do that. We also want to encourage people to check out our other fine shows on spidey-dude.com, as well as our sister show here on the channel, Make Mine Mayday. Everything's available at spidey-dude.com. Our audio listeners are getting this at the same time as our video listeners because we're doing a simultaneous launch. So be sure to hit that like button if you're watching us live on YouTube. It helps us really big time with the algorithm. Additionally, if you've got topics you want us to cover on a live show or recorded medium, make sure to leave us that comment down below or shoot me an email at spideyduderadionetwork@gmail.com. Finally, we want to make sure that people can be alerted, so join our community to be alerted for all new updates by hitting that subscribe button and clicking on the notification bell. But to be clear, your viewership is more than enough for us. But if you want to hang out with us, join our Discord, where we have all sorts of fun stuff. The links to this are all down in the description below. As always, we're going to be making references to visual aids and or live comments. There won't be live comments on this particular episode because we are going to be in the comment section with you guys as this is live streamed. All this was pre-recorded. So pay that no mind if you see the if we're talking about visual aids, but leave us that 5-star review regardless. And for audio listeners, thank you for listening. If you're a video listener, obviously, thank you for watching. So without further ado, let's get started with this episode of the Spidey Dude Experience. Everyone, welcome to the newest episode of the Spidey Dude Experience. I'm Zach Joyner, host of the program, and as always, we got to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/SpideyDudeNetwork. You see our VIPs up on the screen here, and we are always appreciative of them. Scott, Sebastian, and Venkman, thank you guys. We've also got our sensational tier patrons. I will name them at the end of the episode because we got a special guest. But first up, we've got to introduce our good friend, Javi. Hello, Javi. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on this very special episode. I'm excited.
Yes. Next up, we've got Neil. He is the host of the Books of X podcast. That we're going to have to cover a certain Magneto miniseries very soon, aren't we, Neil?
Yes, we are. And I love how Javi phrases like it's a after-school PSA, a very special episode.
It is a very special episode. Finally, to round out the panel, we've got Adam, our otter apologist himself. Welcome, Adam.
Hi, happy to be here.
All right. And of course, our guest today needs little introduction to Spider-Man fans. He wrote classics like Kraven's Last Hunt, The Child Within, The Death of Harry Osborn, Citizen Osborn, miniseries Ben Reilly Spider-Man miniseries that we discussed in our previous visit with him, and he also did Spider-Man The Lost Hunt in between. He's created his own DeMatteis verse, and now he's back with a new miniseries that starts this April called Shadow of the Green Goblin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, J.M. DeMatteis. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you. Citizen Osborn. I don't think I had anything to do with that one. Sorry.
Well, I thought that was Spectacular 250.
Citizen Osborn. Remind me. Maybe I just don't remember that story.
Hang on, I'm doing some quick research.
Okay, look it up.
Okay,
is that when Norman first comes back?
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, so
that sounds vaguely familiar.
So Zach, you were correct. It is Spec 250 with J.M. DeMatteis and Luke Ross on art.
Now, did Tom DeFalco plot that story if you have it in front of you? Or did I write that myself?
Let me take a look.
There was one story that Tom plotted. I remember that.
Oh, maybe it may have been Tom. I didn't remember Tom plotting it, but
I could be wrong. Wrong.
There you go. So welcome back to the show.
See, we're starting off really screwing everything up right from the start.
Yeah, it's great though.
No, it's okay. We're derailing for
these
fun.
Stories. Some of these stories were a long time ago. It's like hard to remember. I don't remember every single story that I've ever written, and someone points it out. Or sometimes, I've gotten into interviews where people ask me about a specific story, and I give them this very involved answer. And then after the fact, I realized I was talking about a completely different story at the time, which bodes very well for this interview. So let's keep going.
Well, because there is this miniseries. I mean, I remember when I saw the press release for it, I was very, very intrigued because it took me back to a time that I remember it when I was younger, and they did something called the flashback month,
Right.
where you stopped publishing all the stories and you just did all these retro throwback style stories. I hate to ask this question now based off what you just said, but do you recall like what that was all about, how that came about with Marvel?
The flashback month was a across the line. So somebody way above my pay grade decided we were going to do that. And they basically said, that's what we're doing. I do remember that I did a story about young Peter and young Flash Thompson and how their lives paralleled. There was no Spider-Man. There was no, as I recall, there was no superhero action at all. It was just a character study of those two and how different their lives were, what they presented to the world and what really went on behind the scenes in their homes and in their lives. And we saw the seeds of what made Flash there it is. Very good.
Yeah, I grabbed the issue.
Why'd you get rid of Adam? Don't throw him under the cover.
Well, I wanted to have.
Yeah, get rid of Neil instead.
Okay.
I already did it.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, I did that story.
Yeah, I love that story. That's one of my.
Yeah, I like that too. I really enjoy the one. Anything that's going to dive deeper into the characters and show us things about the characters that we didn't know before. That's always my goal. Mm-hmm. I may not always succeed, but that's what I'm attempting.
Yeah, because I loved how it tied into what you were working on as a subplot with him and his alcohol abuse.
Right,
and stuff.
right,
yeah.
Exactly.
And I felt like that yours was probably the one that kind of fit the rest of the tone of what was going on in the series. Because like the other ones were all fun. I mean, there was pre-superhero stuff. So I really, like I say, I really enjoyed it. And so the inspiration for this miniseries comes from this issue that I believe Howard Mackey.
Yes and no. That the inspiration for the miniseries doesn't come from that. I was just talking to my editor, Danny Chasm, wonderful guy, such a pleasure to work with, about what were we going to do next, because we've done this will be now the third one we've done after Ben Reilly, then The Lost Hunt, and now this. And we started talking about setting something in the very early days of Peter's career as Spider-Man. I've done a few shorter stories that took place in that period. And I find it really a fascinating time because here's this basically 15-year-old kid, has these powers. He's now officially decided he's going to be a superhero, whatever the hell that is. But he's still just a 15-year-old kid. You know, just because you get superpowers doesn't mean you know how to fight, for instance. You know, if someone gave me superpowers now and I had to go out and fight Dr. Doom, he beat the hell out of me because I wouldn't know what I was doing no matter how strong I was. You know, and it's a strange, weird, traumatic. One of the things I dealt with in The Lost Hunt was that it was actually all kind of traumatic. It was only, you know, when he lost his powers and had a time to reassess, when he looked back and realized, you know, the levels of anxiety he was living with all those years. Now imagine being 15 and going out there and fighting Sandman and the Vulture and Dr. Octopus and all these people. So it's that period. I also did a story maybe 10 or 12 years ago. I think it was an Amazing Spider-Man family called The Punch. He doesn't know what his power is. So he goes to stop this little burglary at this store, punches the guy once, sends the guy to the hospital with multiple broken bones, and it scares the hell out of him, you know? And this story actually directly relates to that. I think hopefully when we collect this, The Punch will be reprinted along with the main miniseries. So that was the germ of it. And Danny and I got to talking about the Osborn family, and obviously I love that great dysfunctional dynamic in the Osborn family and Harry and all of that. And so we started talking about that, and I had never read the Proto-Goblin story. I was completely unaware of it. And then Danny sent it over to me, and I read it, and we started, this is a great hook to bring Norman in, to bring Harry in, and have a window into what's going on in that world. So the story idea didn't start with the Proto-Goblin. It started with that period of time and what it meant to be Peter Parker and Spider. Plus, I don't want to give too much away because it hasn't even come out yet. We're also dealing with the fact that Uncle Ben's death. I mean, the story takes place within the first month of him being Spider-Man. So Uncle Ben's death is still a very, very fresh wound. And how do Peter and May deal with this, with their own grief, and how do they deal with each other in their mutual grief? And that's a big thing that runs through this story as well.
I was going to ask.
Last time.
Go ahead, Pommy.
Last time you were here, sir, you mentioned that you preferred Harry as the Goblin. So how was it for you going back to the early days and imagining what drove Norman and how that shaped Harry? And can we expect your trademark subconscious narration as well in this new story?
Well, I'll get to both of those. Yeah, it's always great to go back to revisit these characters, especially in this period, because what do we know about Harry in this period? We don't really know. So it's another opportunity to look at that family and that family dynamic, and also, without giving too much away, here's Harry, who also, grew up without a mother, and what was Norman's relationship with the mother really like? And we get into a lot of that whole family dynamic while Norman has to pay the price for what he had done to the Proto-Goblin maybe a year before. I get the timeline a little mixed up. I think it was maybe a year before when that happened. So there's so much fertile ground there for dissection of the psyche of all these characters, and those are the stories I love most. As for the narration, what I just, it's so hard because I don't want to give away too much.
Right, I know. We're trying to get people to pre-order this, though.
Right. But I don't want to tell them the whole damn story. And then in the second issue, so one of the things I'm doing with the narration is something I really like to do. It's sort of the Dickens David Copperfield way of telling the story. It's being narrated by Peter years later.
Okay.
Years later, looking back at these events. So he's been able to, talking to people, to piece together things that he didn't know at the time. And when you have a character looking back on his own life from years later, there's a distance there. There's perhaps a sense of humor there on things that seemed very dramatic at the time. It's if I'm telling you a story about something that happened to me when I was 18, very different than me telling you a story about what happened to me when I was 18, let alone 15. So I love that narrative device, and I'm having a lot of fun with older Peter. And in my mind, he's even older than he is in the current books. This is a significantly older Peter looking back. So that narrative device, for me, one of the most important things in any story is the narrative point of view. Who's telling the story? Is it an omniscient narrator? Is it the main character talking in first person as the events happen? Is it someone looking back years later? Is it a completely different character with a completely jaundiced view of the events that we're seeing, so that the narrative voice and the story are fighting with each other? You're seeing one thing and the narrator is telling you something else. So then I've had stories that I've had in my head for years, and I sit down to write and I realize I can't write them because I haven't figured out the narrative point of view yet. But for this, that narrative point of view of Peter looking back really locked it for me.
You mentioned your editor on this book. This is now like you mentioned, your third project with them. Do you develop a groove with an editor? And
yes.
Has that changed over the years with editors, or has it just always been the same and there's nothing that, like, it's the same structure all the time?
The relationship with an editor is like the relationship with the artist, or like any relationship in life. It comes down to chemistry. You may have a brilliant editor and a brilliant writer. I'm not talking about me personally, but they just might not click creatively. They might not, they might not see story or that character the same way. So when you click with an editor creatively, and then you also manage to connect with them personally, that's a wonderful thing. I've been very lucky with Spider-Man editors named Danny. I had Danny Fingeroth for so many years, and now Danny Chasm. Chasm is just a great guy. And also, in the modern age, a lot of what goes on in terms of working with your editor is all through email. I've worked with people for like months, if not years, and you never talk to them. It's all emails, and Danny picked up the phone right away, and we get on the phone periodically. We have a nice long conversation, and that allows you to make a real connection. Back in the pre-digital age, when working on those stories in the 80s and the 90s, Danny Fingeroth could pick up the phone and call me 4 times in the same day with questions. You really build a relationship that way. Danny, Danny's one of my dearest friends in the business. And part of that's because we really got to know each other then. And a lot of that gets lost with time. So that the fact that this Danny too, picks up the phone, and we've really connected, and we see things very similarly creatively. He has a lot of trust and faith in me. So he's not sitting over my shoulder trying to, edit every little thing that slides by. He knows that I know what I'm doing. And so when he does speak up and make a suggestion, I pay attention. When you have certain editors who are so invested in being the editor that they're looking over your shoulder the whole time, it inhibits you. You know what I mean? And then it all becomes white noise. So like every comment is just in a row of them just trying to be an editor and shape your story in some way. Whereas an editor that gives you the room that respects you and gives you the room to breathe and grow, then when they say, hey, that part's not working, you pay attention. If someone's, if you walk into, if you're sitting and having breakfast and someone's sitting there with you and they're commenting on everything you do and the way you lift your fork and the way you sip your drink and the way you poured your cereal into your bowl, it becomes white noise after a certain point. If someone sits down across from you and says, and you've had breakfast with them 10 times and they say, by the way, you're drooling today. Could you wipe your mouth? You're going to pay attention, as opposed to the person who's been, it's the worst. I've come up with the worst metaphor in the history of metaphors, but I think you know what I mean.
Yes, absolutely.
Short version is Danny's a great editor. It's been a joy to work with him.
Well, again, it's been a joy to read the work you guys have produced together. I can certainly say that. Javi, what's your next question?
Yeah, I'm kind of dovetailing off what you've already hinted at a little bit. Like when you're younger as a kid, like problems feel so colossal. Like things that happen as a teen, like you look back and you're like, well, that wasn't really that big of a deal. Was it a challenge for you to go back to this younger Peter Parker who just lost Uncle Ben and didn't quite have the more adult responsibilities of today? Or because of the scale of the challenges staying constant, did it feel like it was in proportion for you, or was it harder to write this younger Peter Parker?
Not harder at all. Two things. One is, when you live with a character, as long as I've lived with Peter, and it's like we're talking, I started on Marvel Team Up in 1981. That was the first Spider-Man book I ever wrote. So I know Peter Parker longer than I know a lot of my friends. It's an amazing thing. And then, you write these characters, and when you really, really connect with them, the way I've connected with characters like Peter and Ben, they're not characters anymore. They're friends. And as I've often said, in some ways, you know them better than your friends because you know every little corner of their psyches. I don't know every corner of my best friend's psyche. Peter's, I know. So this is the Peter that I know, but it allows me to move into a little different corner of his psyche because he's young and certain things aren't unformed. But it's the Peter that I know, so I understand him. And then the other thing that works for me is, for better or worse, I've always remained in touch with my teenage self. I remember very well what it felt like to be that kid. I've never let go of that part of myself, maybe to my detriment in some ways. But so to step into the shoes of 15-year-old Peter is an easy thing for me to do.
Did that necessitate any research on your part, like going back and rereading like the Lee Ditko era or the Untold Tales of Spider-Man to make sure you weren't repeating something they'd done before, or trying to find the margins?
To go back to the value of a good editor, it's like Danny is so well read. And he'll say, oh, there was this thing that happened in the third issue of Untold Tales of Spider-Man, and maybe we could dovetail off it, or maybe we should avoid that because it's, So I don't, it used to be when I first started in the business, if I got a new gig, it was an excuse to go out and buy 500 back issues. The comic book collector in me was like, oh, well, I remember Yeah, right.
Tax
exactly.
write-off.
I was about to
And
say.
now it's like, the editor sends me what I need to read. And
research.
So it's easy. Although it is funny. I was just talking about this recently, this work, like any job, can become work after a while, and things can happen and wear you down. And the way I sort of get myself back is I go find my 10-year-old self in my mind. And I say, the other day, what I had to do for work was read comics all day. Or last week, I was working on an animation project, and what I had to do for a couple of days was watch cartoons. That was my research. And then my little 10-year-old self, his eyes light up and he faints dead away. And I find my joy again because I realize what I'm doing. Holy it's like, this is what I do. And it's an amazing thing when your childhood passion becomes your adult livelihood. And I can never take that for granted because it's a huge thing.
So we had done an interview last month with Greg Weisman, who's writing a new ongoing. And when he was brought into that, the artist was already pre-selected. Was that the case here with the editor, with Michael, is it Straw Maria? that how we pronounce
Right.
his name?
I think so. I've never had to say it out loud.
Santa Maria. I think it might be
Maria.
Santa Maria.
Right.
Oh,
That's
maybe
right. Actually, it's written that way, but it's Santa Maria. Yeah, you're
Okay.
absolutely correct. I don't know why it's written the other way, but
I think it might be like, how Saint is abbreviated as ST,
okay.
possibly.
Okay.
It might be stylized as a pen name.
Yeah, with these 3 miniseries in a row, I have had no say in who the artist is. Basically, Marvel has their list of people, and I'm sure they have the rates that they pay people and the budget for this particular project, and it goes around this way, and they figure it out. But the great thing is, I've been doing this a long time. I have a lot of artists that I love and would love to continue to work with, but it's also really important to encounter and discover new artists. When I worked on the Ben Reilly series, I had never heard of David Baldeón, had no idea who he was, fell in love with his work, so much so that on our DeMatteis Kickstarter, he's doing one of the books, Any Man, and he's just so good. But I didn't know who he was, so the fact that they brought him to my attention, it's always a great thing to you don't want to just keep working with the people that you know as much as you may love working with them. You always want to work with new people too and have that nice new chemical reaction.
And I actually had a question about the DeMatteis verse because for people who aren't aware, it was a Kickstarter, I believe, that was
right. We're calling it the DeMatteis. Yeah.
And David Baldeón, you said you'd worked with him on Ben Reilly. Now he's doing Any Men.
Right.
Can you share any insight into how your writing style, if it at all changes, how you change it up when you're working with someone who has a different art style? Because I'm not familiar with the creative teams outside of Baldeón, but the other artists have fundamentally different art styles.
Right. Well, in terms of the DeMatteis thing, I'll just do the short version. What we did was, DeMatteis Phase 2 is coming just a few months from now down the line. So, but what we did was we launched 4, and then we threw in a surprise 5th book. So 5 new series, 5 #1 books, 5 different genres, 5 different styles, 5 different artists. And my friend David Baldy, not to be confused with David Baldeón, which is very confusing to me, who was my partner in this Kickstarter, started this imprint, Spellbound Comics, to embrace this line of books. And so, to answer your question, the artists for that were chosen to fit the series themselves. Which so I had a supernatural Western. Tom Mandrake, of course. Tom Mandrake is great at the supernatural. He's done Westerns. I wanted to work with him for years. Perfect. I have an all-ages fantasy, Sean McManus, who I worked with, for so many years. One of my favorite artists. He is so perfect for that kind of fantasy. Matthew Dow Smith on Godsend, same thing. And on and on. So the artists were really chosen to fit the series as opposed to me tilting the series to fit the artist. Now, what does happen as you get to know an artist is I tend not to tailor my stories to the artist. I mean, the artist can, the story comes first. For me, it's about the characters and the story, and a professional artist is going to come along and they're going to meet the needs of that story. Now, the flip side is once you begin to work with somebody and you know their work, as I'm writing, what am I seeing in my head? I'm seeing their style. Working with Mike Zeck or Sal Buscema or whoever, or now pick David Baldeón. Now that I know his work, I'm writing the 2nd issue of Any Man, and I'm seeing it drawn by David in my head. So as I'm creating the visuals, the movie that I'm seeing in my head is an animation of David's style. So not in the sense that I'm tailoring it to their strengths or their weaknesses, but once you get to know the artist, that's what you're seeing. So I guess I'm unconsciously tailoring it in some ways. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
I actually,
Absolutely.
now that you say that you, which I find fascinating, you think of the style as you're writing it when you already know who you're working with, when you're comfortable with that. I wonder, do you ever, how often does it look different than what you imagined, I guess?
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah, sometimes it does. And there's nothing you can do about it. And sometimes what you run into, if you're working in the plot first style, which they call Marvel style, but it's not really exclusive to Marvel, where you write a very, very detailed plot, goes out to the artist, and you get the artwork back. And if it's a Sal Buscema or a Mike Zeck or a David Baldeón or whoever, then you dialogue from that, and it's like smooth sailing, man. If they give you what you want, or they give you more. Sometimes you get the art back, and you're slapping yourself in the head because you can't. And I've had this happen in the past. literally turning the page around, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And you have to tailor your writing to explain what's in the pictures, which is why I always use this as my joke example. While, the bad guy's running across the roof and suddenly the dialogue is, "Oh, I tripped over the ledge and I'm falling," because it's so not clear in the picture that he tripped over the ledge and he's falling. And so unfortunately you have to write some clunky thing in the narrative or the dialogue to explain what otherwise would be unexplainable in the art. But the best artists will give you what you ask for and so much more. And I always use as the perfect example Sal Buscema, Spectacular Spider-Man 200, The Death of Harry. I mapped out that whole ending of that story, great detail, all the emotions, the psychology, everything that I wanted there. And I thought, this is the death of Harry. I am going to have to sell this story. I'm going to have to write the hell out of it and pour on the melodrama and the emotion. And I get Sal's art back, and every single thing that I asked for in that story was there on the page. And I started to write, and I went, what am I doing? These last 3 pages need nothing, because it was all there. That's the beauty of working that way, because when you're reacting to the artwork, but the truth is, even when you're writing full script, and say on the DeMatteis, 2 of the books I'm writing full script, 2 of the books I'm writing plot first. Even when you're writing full script, give that to 5 different artists, you're going to get 5 different stories back, because visual storytelling is a real specific thing. But artist A, you can describe that panel in such great detail, but the way he's going to draw it, the emphasis will be different than the way artist B will emphasize it and artist C. So in a way, the storytelling is going to shift, which is why even with full script, sometimes when you get the art back, and if you have the time, you might want to go back in and add dialogue or add a caption here and there to clarify things. Because sometimes I've written full script and I think it's all really, really clear. And I get the art back and I realize, oh, well, that's not really clear. I need to add something here to clarify that. Or the worst that happens is I never get to proof it before it goes out, and the book goes out, and I pick it up to read it, and I go, I don't know what's going on here. So, but that, those things happen rarely. Most of the people, 90% of the people I work with, if not 98%, are real professionals, and they know what they're doing, and they know their jobs, and they do great work. And like I say, most of the time what I get back is either what I expected or something better.
Staying Fantastic. On the subject of artists, like Spidey's had a lot of defining artists between, the Ditko and the Ramirez, the McFarlane and Mark Bagley. Who do you see from this current crop of talent as rising to the top with those people and having that same kind of impact on the character of Spider-Man?
The reason I don't want to answer that is because I don't want to, by me singling out one person, I'm dissing 10 others. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. It doesn't. I'm not comfortable doing that, so I'll pass on that fair. Question. Yeah. No.
So, what is it about Harry? He became. He's been such a tragic figure under your pen, with Child Within, the Death of Harry Osborn. What is it about that character that kind of draws you to that Shakespearean tragedy?
I think it's the whole family dynamic in the Osborn family. When I started in comics, after a couple of years, I look back at some of these stories, because sometimes themes develop and you don't even realize what you're writing about until you look back, and all these stories about fathers and sons and parents and children, because we're all in some way, shape, or form trying to work out our stuff.
Yeah.
And the primal relationship in all of our lives is parents and children, and that's a dynamic that was interesting to write about 1,000 years ago and will be interesting to write about 1,000 years from now. So with Harry and Norman, and a lot of us grew up with struggle and dysfunction, and so I find a lot to relate to in Harry. My father was not Norman Osborn, but he had his own Green Goblin mask that he wore, as we all do to some degree, right? So I'm just fascinated by family dynamics and parent-child relationships, and poor Harry, who was so damaged by it. Some of us get to go through things like that and we come out the other end stronger. Harry did and he didn't. He got crippled by it for a long time. He's dead again, right? Is that what I heard?
Back to being dead. He's
back. Okay.
Depending on who you ask, he's either in heaven or hell again.
or both, right?
Or Europe, right? Because it turned out he was in Europe.
Oh,
or Europe.
Poor Europe.
That's where Osborns tend to go when they.
Right, that's where Osborns go when they die.
Go to Europe.
Yeah.
May we all be so lucky, right?
Right?
Yeah.
The Riviera is pretty heavenly, I would say.
That's right.
Well, if it's not a spoiler, who is the classic character you're most excited to write in this series?
You know, it's going to sound like a cop-out, but I love them all. Any chance to go back and write Peter, I'm delighted. The Peter-Aunt May relationship, I'm delighted. The Norman, seeing different sides of Norman. Norman is fascinating to me because I love characters that are filled with duality. Norman is not just one thing or another. He's not just a monster. There's a good man in there somewhere. It's twisted, but he's in there too. So to play with that and see both sides of who Norman is, and Harry in the middle of that, and this story, we also bring in the Stacy family in this story. And I really have very rarely had an opportunity to write Gwen. So it was fun to write Gwen, and Captain Stacy is in there, and Gwen's mother is in there. And so that was fun because to always get some characters that I haven't had a chance to explore. It's only a 4-issue miniseries. So with all the other stuff I have to look at, the Stacys don't get as much breathing room as the rest of the characters, but they're in there, and it's significant because Gwen at that point was Harry's closest friend. So there's that dynamic to explore as well. But I really, when you're writing, you have to fall in love with every single character. You have to, in order to really tell that story. You have to love the heroes, you have to love the villains, and you have to love everyone in between to really, really tell that story well. So I really do love all those characters.
I am wondering, when you're dealing with an arguably forgotten concept like this proto-goblin thing,
yeah,
and it's part of this miniseries, as I understand, like how liberating is it? How daunting is it? How challenging is it to kind of go back to this concept that only has one issue's worth of story and flesh it out?
And liberating is definitely more liberate because you basically have a blank slate to do whatever you want with this character. The character kind of came on the stage, did his little thing, got off the stage, and they didn't have time to dig deep. It was just that one little glimpse into the past. I saw him flashed on the screen for a second.
It's a metaphor.
It's just sort of like what I did in the Ben Reilly series with Spider-Side.
Right.
Spider-Side, I have to be honest, I chose Spider-Side because I always hated that character.
Sure. A lot of people do, from what I understand. So
it was just one of those characters that just never clicked. I never quite understood what the hell he was doing there. So I thought, here's a challenge. Let's take this character and make him into something, a 3-dimensional villain. And I hope that I at least came close with that.
You did a beautiful job with that,
thank you. Thank you. And now, of course, we'll see all the Spider-Side miniseries coming your way, right?
Well, he has an appearance in Spine-Tingling Spider-Man.
Really?
And that probably, maybe was influenced by his feature in Ben Reilly. I don't know, but it's...
I would guess,
couple years apart, and like that's a character that I think was basically left in the '90s Clone Saga. So
how does it feel knowing you heralded the renaissance of Spider-Side?
Probably my proudest achievement in my writing.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Wow,
clip that out.
Anyway, same thing with this proto goblin. It's a chance to kind of say, well, what can we do with this character? Where has he been? What is he feeling? Does he have a family? What does he want? What is he trying to get? How does he feel about Norman? What's happening here? And so he ties right into the Osborn family saga very directly in this story.
Yeah, I was going to ask a Spider-Side question, but you already already answered. Because last time you were on the show, it was right before the reveal of Spider-Side.
Okay.
Yeah, and you told me off air. I was the only one that knew, and everybody's like, they saw my face, and they're like, what? So it was fun whenever we finally, the week later, it came out. They're like, oh, that's what you were.
given that shocked look on my face.
It's always great to get those characters. It's like, when Keith Giffen and I were doing Justice League, we got dumped with a lot of quote second stringers, but there's no such thing as a second string character.
Sure.
Every character is a great character potentially.
Yeah.
Even when I wrote Defenders, when I started at Marvel, I filled the book with B-level or C-level characters because first of all, no one else cares. The editor down the hall is not going to walk into your editor's office and go, I don't like what you just did with Devil Slayer and Son of Satan, because nobody cared.
Yeah.
So I could make those characters my own, as Keith and I were able to make, you have Green Flame and Ice Maiden. No, you can't use them. Well, they're going to tell you that when it's Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, but they're not going to say a word when it's Green Flame and Ice Maiden and you turn them into Fire and Ice.
Right.
I guess sorry.
Go ahead, Neil. No, go ahead.
I guess bouncing off of that, sales with comics are a bit different than they were back in the 80s and 90s. Do you see there being more of a page real estate, I guess is the right word, with these C or D list characters? Like if you have like Cardiac, do you think there's more value in like getting a 6-issue mini out of him than there would out of a 12-issue ongoing? I guess is a poor way of putting it.
Well, it seems like the way they're doing things these days anyway, even when they tell you it's an ongoing book, it ends up being a miniseries because then they get to reboot it again. It's hard to tell. I mean, again, my only point of view on that is that there are no bad characters. So, any chance you get, especially now, even from a corporate point of view, if someone can take some obscure character that really never succeeded and turn it into something valuable, that's, it makes for a good story and it's good for the company too. And that means that's another potential movie to, so that's how I feel about it.
So given, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just something that occurred to me. Like they gave Peter David his own little niche of the Spider-Verse where he did like 3 miniseries with the Spidey in the symbiote suit. And now he's going to do a 2099 version of that. Compared to your stories have been all throughout Spider-Man's history. Is there an era that hasn't been touched on yet that you'd like to tell a story in?
That's a good question. I mean, I would love to do more with Ben, but I think because of what's happening with Ben in the current continuity, maybe they wouldn't go for that. The story that I really, really wanted to do was sort of, especially when I was done with the Ben Reilly series, is sort of the Parker version of the Brothers Karamazov, a story with Peter and Ben and Kane and Spider-Side together and play all those personalities off each other because they're all brothers. I would love to do that story.
People want a book like that. I've seen that for years. People really want like a Spider Brothers book.
Yeah, I think it would be great because there's something fundamentally the same in there, but they're all really different. And Kane, I haven't had a chance to write Kane in a long time. I loved writing that character. Lost Years, one of my favorite things I've ever done with Spider-Man, and a lot of that was because of Kane.
Yeah, Redemption's Lost Years
and Redemption also, yeah.
Kind of going off of that, you mentioned that going back to Ben would be different because he's Chasm now. Have you ever had like a hankering to come and do the modern iterations of those characters, like Kane as the Scarlet Spider and Ben as Chasm, and tackling how those characters are now versus when you had drew them in their when you wrote them in their heyday?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny because they get so into these nostalgia miniseries, and it's like, guess what? I can write a story set in the current day. I actually know how to do that. It's okay.
I've been doing this for 30
years. So yeah, of course, I would love to do that. I don't mean in the sense of like taking a book away from anybody. I just mean to play with these characters in the current continuity. It would be a challenge because that would be new to me. That'd be something new to dig into and play with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, you got another question?
Off the top of my head, no.
I'll just say
that since we talked about Spectacular 200 earlier, that's a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. All right, so let me just do what I always do is like, why haven't they reprinted that run? I was
going to ask it, but I didn't want to know that was running over.
I can go over to my shelf there and pull out a beautiful Spectacular Spider-Man omnibus published in Poland.
Yeah.
I have one from Italy. I think they did one in South America. I think it was in
Yeah.
Brazil. I mean, I have a number of them.
I wonder. I've been thinking about this recently because
I don't understand.
I skim through Child Within sometimes, and I wonder if it's the subject matter a little bit, particularly with Vermin, Edward, and his father. Because that gets kind of,
I know, but they've done stories that have dealt with stuff.
Sure, yeah,
right.
But I
darker and more directly, probably, because I handled that story as gently is the wrong word, but as tastefully as I possibly could. It was not in your face, and probably a 10-year-old reading that story didn't even know what that part of the story was even about. Yeah. So I don't think that's it. I considering what's out there in comics, mainstream comics now, I can't see that be the thing that's holding them back.
Sure.
I would agree.
It's one of those things though that I just, you're looking for a reason, and I'm like, well, there's this, and it's Disney, and it's like, well, and even before, like, well, because they reprinted 189 and 200, and like right after.
Oh, like those facsimile editions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they did the Son of the Goblin trade, like I think shortly after the third movie, and that was 189 and 200 are in there. But it's just those, and it feels like honestly it would have been a good opportunity to probably do the whole Child Within story at that time. And it's like, well, why didn't they go for it? Maybe it's because 189 and 200 are fairly self-contained. They kind of like jump off each other. You can do those back to back, but I don't know. I guess I just.
I'm kind of joking.
It's one of those.
I've joked privately. I've joked privately that we have to arm wrestle David Gabriel, who's in charge of the trades over at Marvel.
I do. Yeah. What I have noticed though is that like they usually seem to wait for a lot of this stuff. Like they do it in the Masterworks first, the Marvel Masterworks. Like they want to like find as much of the art as they can, rescan it, recolor it.
Well, but it's all been rescanned in Poland, in Italy, and here and there. In fact, in Italy, I only found out someone wrote to me and said that they have been reprinting all my Spider-Man stuff. I think either on a weekly or monthly basis, starting from the beginning, the whole everything. So I mean,
sorry, the look at my face is befuddlement, because that doesn't make any. if
the children yearn for the J.M. DeMatteis Salvi Sema Omni.
Yeah, I mean, it already exists. It's just in another language. So what's I don't get it.
I'll make my own.
I see things of mine, which I won't say what, that get reprinted sometimes, and I go, why did they reprint that? And then and then I see this sitting there, which if it was just some obscure thing, I understand. Certain things of mine that haven't gotten reprinted because they just didn't hit, even though I may love them, they didn't necessarily hit with the audience in any particular way. But this is a run that people are constantly talking to me about 25 years later.
Inspired a motion picture.
What was the recent run where they even were reprinting pages from my run within the context of the stories,
that would have been the perfect time to do it too. And I don't know why. All I know is whenever they announce it, I'm probably gonna have to just buy it right then, because it's like, who knows?
It's one of those things that is. I mean, they did it with Roger Stern. I mean, they did a Roger Stern omnibus, collecting all of his stuff with Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, and then when he jumped over to Amazing,
right? And
people like you that have those type of runs, it's yearning for that. Like there's a for somebody, I'm literally in the middle of a read through, from a chronological read through, and I'm literally at Kraven's Last Hunt right now. I just finished the month before, and so like I'm like, man, this has been reprinted and it's gorgeous, and I've got the older trade, and it's great, but like there is so much good stuff that you did with Sal, and as Sal is in his 90s now, I would love to see that for him.
Yes, I would too. That's a really, really good point. Let Sal have the pleasure of seeing that. Even if you did a volume with Kraven's Last Hunt, Soul of the Hunter, and The Child Within, because there's a continuity there between all those stories. That would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean it's an iconic story, and it's just, I would love to shake the guys at Marvel and like, this is a printing of money. People will want this.
I know. But you know what? Let's not hammer this into the ground.
Yeah, that's true.
I know.
I had kind of wanted to ask the question of, like, you know, most of your work since Ben Reilly has been Untold Tales at Marvel, and you'd already kind of answered the question of whether or not you'd like to tack on those same characters in the modern day. So I'm not gonna run back to that, but I just wanted to say thanks for answering that question while we were on that subject.
Now, I do want to ask about the Lost Hunt, because we didn't get a chance to talk to you about
okay,
that.
Sure.
What when that came about, I mean, that's a very, very short window of an era of Peter. Tell me about how, you know, was that Danny that kind of pitched that idea?
Well, once again, we were like, well, what are we going to do next? You know, and I had a bunch of ideas, and then the word came down from up above, probably because at that point the Kraven the Hunter movie was supposed to be coming out fairly soon. Well, we need something Kraven related, and I have to be honest, my first response was, you know, really, we're gonna go to that well again? Except I had this other character in the back of my head for a while, because I'd always had that question of, how did this Russian immigrant Sergei Kravenov become Kraven the Hunter? What was that leap from Russia to New York to the jungles of Africa? So I'd been developing this character in my head, and I realized, oh, I can tell the story about her, first of all, which will also open up Kraven's backstory in a way that we've never had it done before. And then the idea came about, well, this is what Ben was doing during the Ben Reilly miniseries. What was Peter doing? And I wasn't that up on that period of time either. I didn't pay that close attention to it. And as soon as I saw it's Peter without powers, well, this is fascinating. Take away his powers, and then you ask the question, well, who is Spider-Man really? What makes a hero? And, you know, anybody that's ever written Spider-Man will tell you there is no Spider-Man. It's always Peter Parker. And so powers, no powers, mask, no mask, what that story became about is, you know, Peter Parker is the hero. And then you have a pregnant Mary Jane, and I love that relationship, and I love their marriage. And so it was a chance to see what was going on with them, to fill in the gaps in Kraven's backstory, and then use Gregor, you know, as a window into a lot of that. And again, deepen and expand Gregor's character, and then to introduce the character of Asia Orisha, who I fell in love with, and I would love to write that character again, who, which is, I guess it's not giving anything away now. It turns out she was Gregor's mother, and also the person who trained Kraven and turned him into Kraven the Hunter. Well, actually, that was not her goal. His madness turned him into Kraven the Hunter. She was trying to help him and educate him about certain things, and he went off the deep end. So that's where that story came about.
Well, I loved it. It was great. I really enjoyed it, because I was like, as somebody that started reading during the Clone Saga, to get to that point where he's powerless and get an expanded story, I was kind of shocked that we had a pregnant Mary Jane, to be honest, because considering the, you know, was she ever pregnant? Was she not? You know, question.
Right. Yeah, I know. The fact that, you know, people were like, I mean, they're married. They're really married. You can say that they're married. Yeah. No one said don't say that. And in my mind, they were married. And, you know, even if even if the Mephisto thing changed something from a certain point forward, say, doesn't mean that what happened before that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly. So that's the way I look at it anyway.
Well, I appreciated that, because it was like, okay, you know, we again, growing up and starting reading that. And speaking of that area of time after the Clone Saga, when what was it about the Chameleon that what was it about that character that you just loved getting into to his psyche? Because it felt like that your run then in the second half of Spectacular, after you came back, you covered a lot of Dimitri and that character. And tell me a little bit about, you know, how that came about.
Yeah,
if you can recall.
You just sort of tumble into these characters in a way. I had done a story, you know, I was the one that established that actually, well, it named him Dimitri and established that he and Kraven were basically half brothers. That had never been established before. We knew they had some kind of connection. And again, it's my Dostoevsky Brothers Karamazov thing at work there. You know, Dimitri was one of the brothers Karamazov, actually. That's where his name came from.
Oh, okay.
I love that connection between the two of them. Again, it's in a different way. It's like Norman and Harry. It's this horrible, dysfunctional big brother, little brother. He's the half brother. He's the bastard brother. And Kraven has always abused him, yet he worships Kraven and wants to be Kraven. And then, so who is the guy? What is the psychology behind a guy who constantly wants to change his face? Clearly, this is a guy who's not comfortable being himself. If this is his modus operandi, So he was just one of those characters. You don't know sometimes. As a reader, I never read a Chameleon story and went, I love the Chameleon. The same thing about Kraven. Didn't happen until I wrote those characters. And sometimes you fall in love with a character when you write them. Sometimes the character that you love, you write them, you still love them, but you don't feel like there's anything new that you have to add to that character, even though it's one of your favorite characters. And then you have some really obscure character or some character that never connected with you, and you sit down to write them and something clicks. Same thing with Aunt May. It was like, to me as a reader, Aunt May was like, oh, Aunt May, And then I started to write Aunt May, and I was like, oh, I understand something happens, and you suddenly go, I understand who this person is. And then you dig deeper, and then you dig deeper, and then they become, I, not romantically, but I fell in love with Aunt May. Nothing went on between us that was untoward, but I did fall in love with Aunt May because she's a much deeper, stronger character. She's not just that neurotic old lady who's always having a heart attack. She's a really powerful woman.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I've been doing my read through, and I'm reading all those old Marvel team ups and spectaculars and web ofs. I'm like, okay, I can appreciate Aunt May a lot more when you go back.
See, Zach? See, I've
always been an anti-Aunt May guy, so I was, because like one of my favorite books was the gift that you wrote, The Death of Aunt May, and you and Bagley did on ASM 400.
Right. Yes, yeah,
and that's one of my favorite issues, and it's a beautifully done issue. It really. I'm mad at Bob Harris for bringing her back. I mean, honestly, but
everybody comes back. It's a double-edged sword. When you're writing the death of a character, just what I was saying before, about having to really believe in them all, you have to believe that the death is real. If in the back of your head you're thinking they're going to bring him or her back,
right,
it's going to kill the reality of the story.
Yeah.
The problem with Aunt May was they brought her back so fast.
Right.
Harry was dead for 20 years or something, and Kraven was dead for 20 or 25 years before they brought him back. It's comics. That's okay. I've done it. We all do it. But Aunt May came back really, really quickly. And I think that the quickness of it sort of undercut that Death of Aunt May story a little bit,
Yeah,
but the story is still out there. You can pick it up, you can read it. And in my, and what are you going to do? That's comics.
Yeah, those are available digitally. All the ASM issues are out there. It's just not the ancillary titles, which
so interesting. Yeah.
They had to get ASM out there because it's Marvel's biggest title.
Yeah,
priority.
they did it with Fantastic Four too. They did it with a good chunk of the X-Men. That part I understood because there was those DVDs that they were selling that you could put the DVD in and be able to read those comics digitally. And so I understand that, and they were able to pull those off and easily do it. But I wish they would have done it for like Web of and Spectacular as well.
Right.
Javi, you had another question about Kraven?
Yeah. Just kind of embarrassing myself here. I got this when I was 10 on a rainy night. My dad took me to the thrift store to get some ice cream, and that was my first introduction to you, and it was part 3. I wasn't confused. I was just fascinated, and I was 10 years old.
So that's good. And were you traumatized in any way, shape, or form?
No, my dad raised me on Marvel Tales because that's what he read. So this was like the rare period or the rare time in my childhood where I got like a current issue, and I was just blown away by everything, and I felt like comics kind of grew up with me. As I got older, like the stories matured as I got older. So I have like all the original issues. Then I got a trade. Then I got a hardcover that Mike Zeck signed. And I got another hardcover because it has Kraven's First Hunt, and it has
they did a great job with that one.
And all this, and now you've done even more stories in it, and people have done their own versions of Last Hunt. Like, how do you feel about this story being like a franchise? Are you blown away by it? Are you tired of it? Are you happy that it's still out there?
I'm not tired of it, despite what I said. When they said Kraven, for me to have to, go back to that, well, I had to really find my way in. But in terms of the life of that story, you hope for that. Believe me, when we were doing that story, no one's thinking 30 years from now, people will be reading this story. No one thinks that. Where it's done, on to the next story when you're done. So the fact that certain stories live on and keep getting reprinted, and people say to me, I just read this for the first time last week. And that's what you want, that your story's being rediscovered 30 years later. That's, who could ask for anything more? So no, I'm delighted. I'm delighted that it lives on in the way that it does. Yeah, it's great. Plus they keep reprinting it, which means they keep paying me. So that's good too.
Oh yeah.
The Last Hunt industrial complex keeps on churning.
I like
of all the like the spin-offs and sequels that you were involved with for that story, which one meant the most to you, since you just did another one last year?
That's interesting. Well, I consider kind of Kraven's Last Hunt and Soul of the Hunter is sort of just like the afterword in a way, so they're almost the same
body of work.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, I really do like Lost Hunt, the one that we just did, because I think it took a deep dive into a corner of that mythos where we hadn't been before. It was fun to go back and do that annual with Kraven's First Hunt, take that Lee Ditko story and tell it from the perspective of what we knew later about Kraven. So that was fun, but Lost Hunt, Lost Hunt was, I enjoyed that a lot. And maybe there are some others that I've forgotten, because I have been back there a couple of times. But each time you want to do something fresh with it, and sometimes you hit it and sometimes you don't.
I mean, even in your second run, you brought in Alyosha,
right?
Kraven,
right.
which was, his second son after Grim Hunter was sacrificed at the altar of Cain. I mean, what do you guys neck broken? So okay, you mentioned writing about animation earlier, and I want to follow up on that. Is it a different approach on animation versus comics, or is there similarities there?
As with every question that one could possibly ask, there are two answers to that, and they're contradictory. So on the one hand, story is story is story. Whether you're telling that story, I've been back to prose writing recently. I have 2 books that came out in the past couple of years, one called The Excavator, one called The Witness. You can get them on Amazon. But whether you're doing prose, you're doing live action TV, you're doing animation, you're doing comics, the essence of a great story is the same. How you tell that story, the form through which that story is filtered, is different, and you have to learn that form. Writing a story in a screenplay form, it's just not this. You're not telling it the same way you can in a comic book. The beauty of a comic book is it's sort of a fusion of all these different forms. It's visual, but it's literary. It's the novel. It's a movie. It's and it's its own unique thing. And the other thing in terms of writing animation, especially if you're writing for a television show, is that it's not your vision. I'm a freelancer. I'm being hired to write an episode or 5 episodes of a specific show that they have a season worked out and specific stories that they want to tell. The thing I'm working on right now, which I can't say what it is, but I can't say what it is. I almost slipped, and I don't want to. But it's a series, and they have this specific, and they said this is the story that we want you to tell. So my job is to take they give me the bones, My job is to give them what they want, because that's really important. But then I have to bring something of me, something fresh and original to that story. Because if all I'm doing is regurgitating notes that they gave me, then they could do that with anybody. You have to bring something fresh. You have to take what they've given you and expand it and deepen it and make it unique to you. So it's a fine balance with the TV stuff, because it's not my vision. I always have to take off comics, however commercial they get, There's so much room to tell, even with Spider-Man, Batman, to tell a deeply personal story that's unique to you. If I'm working on somebody else's TV show, I have to take off that personal vision hat and remember that I'm now part of a team. And luckily, all the stuff I've worked on over the years, 90% of it, 99% has been with Warner Brothers, with, the Bruce Timms and Jim Kriegs and Alan Burnett's and Stan Berkowitz and all these great guys, Dwayne McDuffie, who are not like executives, they're writers, great story people. So to get on the phone with these guys for an hour and a half and start batting a story around, who could ask for anything more? And then, like I said, my job is to go off and put that together, and then it has to become personal again in the end. I have to make it personal because I have to care that deeply about it, even though it's serving a greater vision than just my own vision of the story. I have to make it personal and do the very best I can with that, and it's fun.
And hats off for adapting for the man who has everything for Justice League to take that Alan Moore Superman annual and condense it into a 20-minute story that fit the tone of that show. I mean, that's just, I applaud you, sir. That
was the first. That was the first one they handed me. That was the first Justice League episode that I did. And I always say, well, here's the thing. I had never read it before. I didn't know that it was this this story that was so revered. They sent it to me. I read it. Oh, that's a really cool story. Okay, let's get to work. I think if I had known the way people revered that story, I would have been really intimidated, might have frozen up there. Same thing when I did Red Son. I did an adaptation of Mark Millar's Superman Red Son as an animated movie. I didn't know that it was this sort of like up there on Mount Olympus of Elseworld stories. I just thought it was a cool story. I read it. They sent it to me. I read it and thought it was a cool story. And it was an interesting one, a hard one to adapt because there's so much in that story. A Red Son is just sprawling and filled with these wonderful concepts and ideas, and to trim that down to a 90-minute, animated movie was a challenge. But I think it worked out, and Mark seems to have liked it. So if you please the guy who created the story, I think that's a good thing.
Definitely.
So this is probably going to be my last question.
Okay.
I know that DC and Marvel recently announced that they're bringing back the crossovers.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, that includes Spider-Man, Batman Disordered Minds, and New Age Dawning.
Right, both of them. Yeah, I misread it when they first announced it, and I thought they were only reprinting one of them, and then someone said no, they're both in there, and I looked, and that's great. I'm happy to see it.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that because I know.
Yeah, I'm delighted.
Deal. Yeah.
And hopefully it opens the door for them doing more of these now, new ones, which would be great.
Yeah, I think that's
a good point. Do you think...
I'm sorry. I had said that when we covered DC versus Marvel, I was like, this isn't something that'll never happen again. Just with the way, the two corporate behemoths now.
Yeah.
With Warner Brothers and Disney. And so it's like, I just don't see this. But then, this coming out of the blue, I was shocked. So I'm glad.
The response that I'm seeing from fans to this is like huge. Just people are so excited about this. And, it's a point of pride for me, which again, when you're doing these things, you don't think about it. Oh, you want to do a Batman Spider-Man crossover? Yeah, okay, I'll do it for Marvel. A year and a half later to DC calls. So do you want to do a Batman Spider-Man crossover? Yeah, okay. 25 years later, I realized I'm the only guy I think that's ever done that. Yeah. And I did it for both companies. And it really, I'm so dense. It took me like 20 something years to realize, oh, that's really cool. At the time, it was just another gig. It was a great gig. Don't get me wrong. Like, who wouldn't love to team those characters up? But It was just another gig. And now it's like, wow, that was really cool that I got to do that.
And I wanted to ask you. Oh, no, go ahead, Neil.
And sorry, Javi, I didn't mean to stop you. My follow-up to that kind of is, do you think that if this sells well, it'll lead to, I guess, further creations of DC and Marvel crossing over? And would you be interested in doing more work like that in the future?
Oh, I would love to do it. But beyond my wanting to do it, whether I am ever involved in it again, I hope they do it because it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. And it's every nerd's dream. Right, to team these characters up like that, it's fantastic. It's it really is essence of nerddom. Spider-Man and Batman, Captain America and Superman, whatever. Pick your two and throw them together and have some fun. It's great.
It always felt like back in the day, because of the relationship with Mark Grunwald and Mike Carlin, they were such good friends.
Yeah,
that it was so easy for them to get together and do those things. And hopefully now with James Gunn and Kevin Feige at the highest levels on their respective sides, maybe that's helping, have a similar.
I don't think they have anything to do with the publishing, though. Either of those guys, this is a decision that was made by publishing, not by.
Yeah.
But credit where credit's due. James Gunn, the interactions I've had with him and what I see of the way he presents himself on social media, DC stuff is in really, really good hands.
I agree.
I have to say, I was shocked and delighted when they announced the Creature Commandos thing, because that's something I created about 5 minutes into my career in the business, 150 years ago. And to see that be the basis of this TV thing was amazing. And he very kindly took time out, and we got on Zoom and we chatted and had a great talk about it. And he's a real fan. You see him on social media, I just read this comic. It's great. It's like he's just loves this stuff. So I think the DC universe is in really good hands with him.
And then, I just wanted to dovetail off of what Neil was asking with Batman and Spider-Man. What were the challenges for you back then, writing those two characters coming together with different creative teams and different publishers, and having to figure out a story that would incorporate villains for both sides? Because when it came out for me, like, it was really seamless, the way Joker and Carnage played off each other, and then later you had Kingpin and Ra's al Ghul. Can you tell us a little bit about that from what you remember?
Well, what I remember with the Spider-Man Batman, Bagley and I were working together on Amazing at that point, I'm pretty sure, when we did that. So we already had those muscles, we'd already worked those muscles as a team. So we were locked there. What I do remember is that they told me which villains to use. I didn't get to choose the villains. Okay. And honestly, left to my own devices, I never would have chosen Carnage, because it was never a character that I really particularly cared for. So the challenge was, the way I approach a story is always going to be, well, here's Peter Parker, here's Bruce Wayne. Again, not Batman and Spider-Man. Here's Peter Parker, here's Bruce Wayne. What about them is similar? What about them is different? How can we contrast them? And what can we put them through to bring these things out of them? And so now I've got Joker and Carnage, who on the surface seem pretty similar, a couple of homicidal maniacs, but they're really different in their approach to their homicides. They're very different. Joker, Carnage is just like kill, 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 and the Joker is an artist. He's theatrical. He's in it for the performance. And they ultimately didn't get along all that well. Right. So that was interesting. So for me, once you get into the characters' heads, the challenge is finding those corners, those pockets of their psyches that excite me, because the inner stuff is going to lead you, and the plot will form around that. Sometimes you have come up with this is such a cool plot idea, story idea, and then that leads you. But even then, if you don't have wonderful characters carrying you along with that story, it's not going to work, because then it's just a plot machine. But ideally, for me, it's like, let's get into the characters' heads. Let's see what journey we can take them on, and the plot will form itself around that. And that's what happened with that one. And the other one, I don't remember whether they told me the villains or I picked the villains. That I don't remember. But it was the same thing. Plus, writing-wise, it was in continuity with the previous team-up, So it kind of became its own little specific universe. I didn't have to introduce them again and go, show how they met. They knew each other. They'd had this other adventure. So I got to pick the two of them up where they left off. And the same thing with exactly. And then, with Ra's al Ghul and the Kingpin, guys that are very similar in some ways and yet really, really different in other ways. So how can we contrast and compare? And then, of course, for me, the key with the Kingpin has been his relationship with his wife, which was really important to that story. So you're always looking for those emotional and psychological hooks. And in both cases, I had great artists. It was Graham Nolan did the DC one. I think. Did a great job. And so, it was great. But like I said, it took me 20 years to go, wow, that was cool. I got to do that.
So, if nobody else has any other questions, we were going to let you plug away.
I have one that's just random. Okay. So I know you're a musician. Are you
Yes.
still writing, playing music at all?
Yeah, I'm not playing publicly or anything, but I
Right.
still play. I still write songs. I still sing. I do all that stuff. Over especially the first couple of years of the pandemic, I had stockpiled so many songs, so I spent a lot of time just demoing a whole bunch of songs.
That's
And
awesome.
my hope is, I keep saying this, and it hasn't happened yet. Better happen before I get too old, to get back in the studio and record a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that music is very, very important to me, and always has been, always will be. And in many ways, I always say, once a musician, that's like it's the fundamental part of my creativity. Even my writing comes from my musical self in a way.
Right.
Writing stories is a very musical practice in a lot of ways. At least I see it that way. So there's flow, and there's poetry, there's melody and counter melody, there's a beat, there's a rhythm, there's all those things are in a story that are in a piece of music. So I realized some years ago, oh yeah, I approach writing stories the same way that I approach writing music, and writing songs. It's the other way around. A song is a story. You have to do it in 3-4 minutes, but you're telling a story there as well. You're whether it's a psychological journey or an emotional journey, or you're just screaming for 3 minutes. Even when you're screaming, it's an emotional journey, right? So yeah. Oh, thanks for asking that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still at it.
Yeah. No problem. Good to hear. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we are so grateful for you to.
Wait, I'm got to do my plugs. That's what we're going to do, right? Okay.
Yes, that's what.
Let him shill his wares.
That's right.
It's good stuff.
So I didn't mention, but I'll mention again these two books that came out. The Excavator, published by a wonderful company called Neotext, and what they do also is that each book has 10 illustrations and a cover by a wonderful artist. The first one is by a Greek artist named Vasilis Godzilis, who, for the DeMatteis, he did the Edward Gloom mysteries with me. Beautiful job. The second one, called The Witness, has 10 illustrations and a cover by J.H. Williams III. If you know his work, one of the best artists working in the business right now.
Yes.
They're both sort of in the, I guess I'd call them supernatural thrillers, in that classic Twilight Zone sense: an ordinary person, extraordinary circumstances, and how do they deal with it. And two stories that I'm really, really proud of. So I have to plug those. Working on a third novella now that hopefully will be out maybe by the end of the year. The Multiverse Phase 2 is coming, hopefully in the spring, early summer at the latest. We have the second chapters of all the books. Announcements about the Kickstarter, when that's going to launch, will be coming. So that's a lot, because that's 5 different books that we're going to be seeing the second chapters of. I have the Spider-Man project, of course. I have a project over at DC, but I can't tell you what it is. But it's really fun. That's all I can say. And it probably won't be announced for 4 or 5 months or something yet. But it's one I'm very excited about. And then I'm working on this animation project right now too, which I would love to tell you about. But I signed an NDA, so I can't tell you about it.
They're Spider-Man and Batman Part 3 and 4.
That's right. It's that would be really cool to do it as an animated movie, wouldn't it?
Oh,
yeah. One of those stories and do that as an animated movie.
Unfortunately, the lawyers are more powerful than us.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I think people would be having strokes at Marvel and DC. The lawyers trying to figure out how to make that one work. Although if they could make it work with the comics, why couldn't you make it work for one animated movie?
That's true.
Do a Crisis of Two Worlds and have the Marvel adapt Marvel versus DC, whatever, I mean.
Yeah. Interesting.
The Spectacular, Brave and the Bold.
So anyway, so I'm really, really busy. I'm always happier when I'm this busy, and life's good.
Well, we will put in links in the description below. Once again, thank you again for coming on the show. It's always a joy. I feel like we're just sitting back and we're getting a master class every time we talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's always just so gratifying. So thank you.
Well, you haven't taken the test yet. So.
Oh no! I'm gonna fail.
It'll be multiple choice, so that'll be okay. And I'm gonna grade on a curve.
Okay,
so I'll at least get a 25%. Okay, that's good.
So again, thank you.
It's so really good to talk to you guys. I love your enthusiasm for Spider-Man and his world and for the work. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. So
yeah,
we'll get the working on the outro here. So thank you guys for watching. If you are watching us live on YouTube, if you are listening to us on the audio edition, which comes out the same time as this, Thank you again. We want to shout out our patrons over at patreon.com/SpideyDude Network. Our patrons like Allison, Cindy, Ed, Georgia, Greg, Janelle, Jessica, Jurgen, Catherine, Kale, Laura Howard, Lump Moose, Master Drammond, Phoenician, Scott, Vanessa, Vicky, and Winnipeg Webhead. Thank you. As well to our spectacular patrons, Sarah, our friendly neighborhood here that you see up on our screen, and then, of course, our VIP, Scott, Sebastian, and Venkman. Thank you guys again for your support. If you have not checked out our other fine shows like Books of X and Spidey Dude Experience, the Ultimate Spidey Dude Experience as well, Voices from the Eerie, the show that Hobby hosts, Amazing Spider-Man Classics, going back from the beginning with the father and son duo, our Slot Symposium, where we talk about Dan Slott's run, Clone Saga Chronicles, which talks a lot about our subject of today's episode, J.M. DeMatteis and his work on the Clone Saga, Spectacular Radio, and I want to shout out the Sabusima Spectacular podcast, where they're going to be talking a lot about Child Within, so that'll be coming out later on this year. So we're really excited about it. Check out our social medias. You see them on the screen, at Spidey Dude Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, at Spidey Dude Network, and then, of course, here on YouTube at Spidey Dude Radio Network. Thanks again. If you want to have your voice on the show, you can always leave us a voicemail, 818-925-6631. Leave us that 5-star review if you're listening to us on the audio edition. And if you're watching us on the video edition, give us that like, that share, and that subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time here on the Spidey Dude Radio Network.